guys. Oh my god. I am such a slacker on this vlog today. Well, kind of a slacker, not really. It is 1 a.m. and I have not filmed one thing on this vlog. And I carried this camera around with me all day long and kept on thinking like, oh, I need to vlog, I need to vlog, I need to vlog. And like, what's so funny is I kept on thinking that I had vlogged. Like, when I was like leaving, because I went tonight to do a YouNow stream in the parking lot of Meyer, because Alex was watching TV. And when I like took my camera to leave, I thought like I had vlogged like 4 or 5 things. And then I was sitting there before I did it and I was like, I haven't vlogged at all today. I was like, this is so hilarious that I haven't vlogged. But anyway, so what's going on? What's going on with you guys? When I get done with this, I'm watching the last final 2 episodes of 13 Reasons Why, and I'm so excited. So this has been my day. I woke up and I had some meetings with some people, and then I made a booktube video. I'm back making booktube videos every day. My booktube channel is listed below. Please go follow it. It would mean the world to me. And then I made 2 videos for my main channel. And then I posted my vlog, so I put up 4 videos today. And people are like, how do you do all that? And then I wrote for a while, and then I ate at Bob Evans. I've been meaning to do this vegetarian thing, and I think I'm gonna start it this upcoming week. I know I keep on putting it off, but I'm going to do it. So anyway, and then Alex came home and I visited with him for a while. And then I laid down and I took a nap. I've been like really tired lately. I don't know what it is. And, but I was in a great mood today. So I took a nap and then I did a YouNow stream, and that's been my day. I had an awesome day today. It's been a really great day. I was just in my YouNow stream and I was talking about like a story time, and I was like, oh, maybe I should do this story time and tell it like in a video, and now I don't remember what the story time was. What? I was like telling it, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should tell this in a real story time because it was kind of funny, and now I don't remember what the story time was, so I'm gonna have to watch that live stream back. If you guys miss my live streams on YouNow, I go in and, I mean, like, all of my vlogs I do, like car vlogs, are basically like YouNow streams, because they're like, they're basically like story time, because I tell a lot of stories on here. Oh Lord, oh Lord, I can't remember what the story time was I was going to tell though. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, it's so funny because I watch all of these other vloggers, and like even the ones that like daily vlog, and their vlogs are like so completely different than mine, and like they all like show so much. Like I was watching Carson Moss's vlog. Do you guys watch him? Do you know who he is? He's this really cute, super muscular gay guy, and he's got a boyfriend, and like they just got their first apartment, and they're like showing the apartment, and they're a nice couple. Like I like them, but they're a little Yawnsville. And I like, to be honest with you, like I don't watch a lot of vloggers that like really entertain me a whole lot. And it's funny because one of the only vloggers that I'm really that entertained by is so completely different than me. Well, Casey Neistat, you know, I love his vlogs, and he's back to vlogging again. Thank God. But I really like Gay Babe TV, and they're actually in Indianapolis, and they're like a family they're family vloggers, and they're very Christian, but their vlogs are so interesting to me, and I love watching them as a family. And I've seen them a couple of times because we go eat brunch at Cafe Pas de Choux, and they eat brunch at Cafe Pas de Choux in Indianapolis, and I've seen them there. And I kind of reached out to them about like meeting up and having brunch or dinner sometime, and they were like, yeah, and then ghosted in Indianapolis. That's what I should call this vlog, Ghosted in Indianapolis. This guy tagged me in this Instagram. I don't know what his name is, but he If I pull over, I'll look it up. He tagged me. He's from Indianapolis too, and he's gonna like put out this video about like all the YouTubers that are from Indianapolis, and I was like, oh, I think that's really cool. He's like, there's so many YouTubers from Indianapolis, and I was like, there are? I wasn't aware of that. There's only one YouTuber that you need to know, and his name is Peter Monn. I really should count for 4 YouTubers, don't you think, since I have 4 channels? Dustin Daly sent me this video. Have you seen this video of this woman? He is forever. Do you have that friend that's always sending you funny shit? Like, that is Dustin. So if you guys don't know, Dustin Daly is a YouTuber, and I'll link his channel below. He does drama stuff sometimes, but he's really trying to get away from that. He does variety stuff. He does story times. He's a really nice guy. He's gay. He's been with his boyfriend for 9 years. They live in North Carolina. And we become friends. We used to not really like each other, but now we're friends. And we never disliked each other. We just were part of that drama community BS. But we're really close now, and our stories are very similar. I don't know. He's just a really nice guy, and he's been such a dear friend to me in the last 2 months. And I'm going to list Dustin's video or channel below. Please go follow it. He's trying to really build his channel, and he's trying to do good quality videos, and he just bought a new camera. And, you know, I think to be part of the drama community and realize that if you do drama, you get a lot of views very quickly, but then, like, it's not sustainable over time. And if you watch any drama channels that do, like, drama video, and they're getting, like, 10 to 50,000 views a video or 100,000 views, but then they do some random video and it doesn't, like, get any views at all. Like, if they do a video about, like, you know, I don't know, like a story time or whatever. What's interesting is I kind of get the same amount of views for everything, which is really nice, because what that says to me is that people are watching because they want to see me. They don't really care what I talk about, which I love. Like, that means the world to me, especially having grown up and been somebody that, like, now my parents were very attentive to me, but other than that, like, nobody really gave a rat's ass about me. Like, in school, nobody wanted to hear what I had to say. I just didn't have a lot of friends. I was a very lonely kid, you know, lived in imagination world a lot. So, you know, to make a friend on YouTube like Dustin has been awesome. But he sent me, so I'm going to link his channel below. Go follow it, you guys. I'll put it at the first thing below. But to follow, but anyway, he is constantly sending me hilarious shit, and he makes memes. He did this video that I'm posting. When you guys see this, about the same time, I'll be posting this video called Fences, based on my post office story time. He did a remix of it, and I'm gonna post it for you guys, so you'll have to see this video. It's hilarious. And but that's not what he sent me. He sent me this video of this woman that's a couple years old, and she's like a candle reviewer, and she did this video where she was going to Bath and Body Works, and she wanted some like gingerbread candle, and then she wanted some other candle. Have you guys seen this video? And she wanted to return her peach Bellinis, and she yells at this woman Jen, and she's like, Jen, I'm gonna call the office manager, Jen, and I'm gonna have your job, Jen. She's like so angry, and it's this candle review video. It's so hilarious. But like, her channel, like, she still puts out videos all the time, and like, she doesn't get any views on them whatsoever. And then we were talking about Gregory Morgan. Do you guys remember Gregory Morgan? He was so cute, gay guy, that did the video where he like imitated, I think it was like a Carol Burnett show or something, where they were talking about like birthday party, like inviting people over for a birthday party, and he like mimicked all the words, and it was hilarious, and he was adorable. And he's like a huge following on Instagram, but he doesn't really do, he'd have a kidney transplant and all this kind of crazy stuff, but like, he doesn't do YouTube videos anymore, and he just was phenomenal. And it's like, you wonder sometimes, like, what happens when you like watch these people and then all of a sudden, boom, they're just gone. They don't make videos anymore. It's like, why would you not come on YouTube and say, like, okay, Taylor Robbins is this YouTuber that I adore, and I actually found him through Zach Garcia at the Adventures of Zach and B. And so I started watching Taylor, and then lo and behold, Taylor comes out and says, I'm no longer going to be making videos on YouTube. I've got to go do something else with my life, which, hey, I support that fully, okay? And I'm so thankful that he made the video, that he was going to do that. But, like, these people, some of them don't ever come out and say they're not going to make videos anymore. They just, this is where I always get so spooked, you guys, because right here to the left, I'm locking my door and everything, I am literally, right now, do you guys see how dark it is? Here, let me just show you. Spooky strange, okay? This is where I'm at. This is what it looks like where I'm driving. If you go turn right here, it's the Herb Baumeister farm, the Fox Hollow Farms. How people live around that, look at how spooky this is at night. What would you do if somebody was just standing in the middle of the road right now? And every time I like drive out here now, I always think of like those guys' last drive to that farm. But like, how do people live around there and they don't get spooked out? I can hardly drive 2 blocks away and I get spooked out. But anyway, this is the problem with my life, is that I always forget what I was going to say. Well, I was talking about YouTubers, like, just stop. They don't make videos anymore. And then you're like, well, what happened to them? Don't you ever wonder that? Like, I talked about this on here a while ago, and then I actually found him, was that there were these 2 guys that I used to watch this gay collab channel. It was like every day, Monday through Friday, like it was a different person. And there were these 2 gay guys, Daniel, and they were from Canada. They lived in like Nova Scotia. Daniel and Brian, and they were this couple. And I loved them together, right? They were so adorable and sweet. And I think they just, Brian Ennis is I think his name. And they just stopped doing videos completely. Like one day, I was like literally, like I mean, I can remember being out to dinner and saying something to Alex, because he knew I watched them like all the time. And they just stopped making videos, and I was like, what happened to them? And I think they broke up, and it's like, okay. I get so crushed by the weirdest shit, right? So I am obsessed, you guys, I talk about documentaries on here a lot, right? So, I'm obsessed with beauty pageant documentaries, toddlers and tiaras, all that shit. Kim McQueen's. Did you guys ever watch Kim McQueen's? Loved that show so much. Can't believe that show got canceled. But anyway, I don't so much love toddlers and tiaras, but I've judged glitz pageants. I love to judge pageants. So, and listen, what you see on toddlers and tiaras, the mothers and the fathers are really actually very nice in 2016, 2017. They're not like slave drivers at that, on that kind of thing. I mean, they're just not. They're like good parents. And pageants for kids are actually now set up to be very healthy family weekends. And if you're part of that judging pageant, or you're part of that process and you've ever done that, then you would know what I'm saying is completely true. It's like the pageant is like 2 to 3 hours of a Saturday, and the rest of it, the kids are like swimming in the pool and, you know, going out to eat with their families. And it's just like, and you see the whole family. It's not just these moms going, you know, like, it's just, you don't see that. That probably was back in the day, but it just isn't so much anymore. But anyway, I got obsessed with this one documentary called Living Dolls. Oh, I think I watched it the exact same time that I watched the original Herb Baumeister video, because I think it was on Investigative Reports. And in it, or it was an HBO special, I can't remember, but it's on Living Dolls. It is on YouTube in 4 parts, because I just watched it not too long ago. And it has this woman, it has this girl in there that's adorable, and her name is Swan Bruner. Do you know what I'm talking about? I've talked about this on my vlog before. I don't know if I talked about it before I had my vlog channel, or since I've had my vlog channel, because I became obsessed with this. My ex and I, and there's like 2 documentaries, and one's called Living Dolls, and I can't remember what the other one is called, but they're both like really good. And one of them, the girl has a breathing condition. She can't breathe, and she has to do this tube thing at night, and her mom thinks the whole pageant is rigged and all that kind of stuff. If somebody could tell me what that one is called. The girl's name is Jenny in the documentary. and she's like 12 or 13, and she does pro-amming. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like, she does pro-am modeling, and they say she doesn't win because she's not she pro-ams and all this kind of stuff. My ex and I became so obsessed with it, and there's parts like where they're going to Walmart at like 3 o'clock in the morning to get like press-on nails and like ties for the little boy. I mean, we literally were like, oh my God. I mean, like, I thought I was like in this documentary, okay? Like, I get weird obsessions about the strangest shit, okay? Where I just like have to see everything about it. So anyway, but Living Dolls was a little bit different because it followed this girl named Swan Bruner, and her family was very, very poor, and she was this gorgeous little girl, and this was kind of around the same time as John Benet Ramsey got killed. It's like all of these documentaries were made after that happened to kind of bring attention to these toddler beauty pageants. So this Swan Bruner girl in there, she's probably 4, I think. She's absolutely gorgeous, okay, in and out of makeup. She's the cutest little girl in the entire world. And like, as soon as she was on stage, could turn it on. I mean, it was spooky strange. I mean, movie star. Could have been a movie star. I mean, she was so naturally talented. So she has these 2 gay guys that are a couple that live in this ginormous house in the middle of nowhere, Georgia or something, that are like her pageant coaches that mom pays these large sums of money to go and, if you guys hear that sound in the background, that's my windshield wipers. My new windshield wipers, not my old ones. But anyway, her mom pays, her mom who smokes about 10 packs of Winston's a day, she pays these pageant coaches, these gay guys that have a daughter named Leslie, to be their like pageant coaches or whatever. And so anyway, and the one gay dad is actually the father of the Leslie girl, and the other one is just, they're part of the couple, and they own this huge house, and it's gorgeous, and the one dad plays piano, and it's just very dreamy and all this kind of stuff. And did you guys ever see this documentary? Oh my God, it's so good. I think it's called Living Dolls. I think the one with Swan Bruner is Living Dolls. If it's not, just YouTube Swan Bruner and it'll come up. It's SAWNBRUNER. Okay, well, flash forward. My life. I mean, seriously. When Alex and I met, we started going out a lot, okay? And, you know, he's very social, and we became really best Judies with Brittany Mason. And Brittany Mason, it was Miss Indiana USA, I think 2008. And she also placed 6th in the Miss USA pageant. Brittany is still one of our diehard Judies today. She lives in Ireland. Brittany, if you're watching this, I adore you. You know that. She's not watching that probably, but she's a model. She modeled for Wilhelmina, and she's modeled all around the world. She has her own organization now, anti-bullying organization. She's just one of my dearest friends. She actually officiated our wedding in Las Vegas. So Brittany is one of our really, really good friends. Well, Brittany started introducing us to all of these girls in the pageant field, because if you've been in a pageant, what you'll know is all those girls know each other, okay? And so then we met Courtney, this girl that was 2009. Courtney was also at our wedding. She's one of our very good friends. Courtney has gotten me to go judge these fresh face pageants, and Courtney's got us into a lot of like judging situations before where Alex and I get to judge pageants, which is so fun. And some of them are very, very like scholastically focused pageants, and some of them are not. But so I have become obsessed with pageants through the years. I mean, there's not shit you can't tell me that I don't know. I mean, I know so much about pageants. Like, you know, when you think about yourself, like, what are things you know, like, that, like, what are you kind of an expert on? I'm kind of an expert on pageants, and that's not anything that anybody wants to brag about, right? But I am. I've loved them. I mean, from a very young age, I have loved pageants. And, you know, it's interesting because Indiana is not a huge, like, we don't, like, create tons of national title holders. Back in the day with drag pageants we did, but not with, you know, real pageants. Katie Stam from Seymour, Indiana, who is also a friend of ours. She was, I think, the first Miss America. from Indiana. So anyway, I don't know, but she's beautiful and sweet. Now she's married and has kids. And so anyway, having been friends with all of them, you know, I was like obsessed with this. Well, one day I'm talking to Courtney, and Courtney was actually in the movie Living Dolls for like one scene, and then they cut the rest of her out. And Courtney's like, because she grew up doing all these pageants, she is like, I knew, and Courtney's like one of our diehard friends. I love Courtney so much. And Courtney was like, oh, I know all those people. And I was like, you know that Leslie girl? She's like, yes, I still talk to her every once in a while. I go, oh my God, is she still doing pageants? She's like, no. She's like, she's got a kid. And so I looked this Leslie up. Leslie Booth is her name. Michael Booth was her dad that did the pageant things. And I look up Swan Bruner. Well, you can't find shit on Swan Bruner anywhere, okay? The girl has literally disappeared into thin air. And what happened was, after the movie, or after the documentary came out, and I think it said it at the end, I can't remember, Swan's mom passed away. And then and it was her stepdad that they lived with, and then I think he passed away. And so she went and lived with random aunts and uncles or something like that. And I did find this picture on, I'm such a stalker. I found this picture on Facebook years later, and it was her off a plane, turned around looking like that. And then she does have a Facebook page where she works for PetSmart or something like that. And I was actually gonna reach out to her when I originally talked about this on my channel and see if she wanted to be interviewed. And I thought, you know, if she really wanted to talk about it, she probably would have done her own videos at this point, don't you think? But the girl probably wants to just be left alone. And I thought, you know, it's so funny that these two girls, this Leslie and this Swan, that are competing girls in this Living Dolls documentary that was huge. I mean, huge, you guys. If you look it up on YouTube, it's gotten a shit ton of views. People, every time I talk to pageant people about it, they know what documentary I'm talking about immediately. And here's these two little girls, Leslie and Swan, that have completely gone on with their lives, and they aren't part of that whole thing at all anymore. And it's it's so weird, isn't it? When you think about documentaries and how they document just parts of our life, and they'll forever be able to look back on that and see just that that, I don't know, it's so weird to me when I start thinking about it. It'd be like if there was a documentary of me from when I was 4 years old. I don't even remember being 4 years old, you know? I remember bits and pieces, but not really much. And it's saying the internal camera is hot, so it may just shut off. If it does, and I'll come back on in a few minutes. But so I don't know how much of that got caught. It overheated my camera because my heat was on because it's so cold tonight. But it shut down. And I'm ah! And I was gonna start watching 13 Reasons Why, but I am charging my phone right now, and it's Mophie, so I can watch my episodes. Pull into the parking lot at Meijer and watch my episodes. But I was talking about Swan Bruner and all that kind of stuff, but oh my God, I got so obsessed with that whole beauty pageant stuff. And I should reach out to that Swan Bruner and be like, would you do an interview with me on my YouTube channel? She'd probably say, leave me alone. The last time I talked about it, all these people screenshotted her Facebook and sent it to me, and I got really nervous. I was like, oh my God. It's like when you're in high school and you like that guy, and then he notices you, and you're like, oh my God. I have this story time about my friend. Oh, I should totally tell that in a story time, about how we left this note on this guy's. I love doing the story times. Not a lot of people like hearing them, but okay, so this one time in high school, I'll tell this story. Should I save this for a story time video or not? Did you guys remember having crushes on people in high school? Wasn't that so much fun? I love crushes. I love being married, don't get me wrong, but crushes in high school and stuff were so fun. I should totally write my husband a love note and slip it under his car tonight. I think that's what I'll do. I don't know what I would say. Alex is so serious with that stuff. He'd be like, why did you leave me this love note? He would totally not get it at all. I love the idea of love notes and crush notes. Do you like me? Check yes or no. I'm gonna put a poll at the end of this video. Do you love me? Check. Or do you like me? Check yes or no. That's gonna be my poll that I'm gonna put at the end of this vlog. Okay, what do you think about that? Oh my Lord. I love using polls. I love like figuring something out on YouTube, which I know polls have been around forever, but I just started using them on my main channel. And do you guys remember in the movie Heathers when I took the lunchroom poll? I love that so much. I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, Heathers is supposedly the original Mean Girls, but it's totally not. Like, Mean Girls is like, let's just be for real, okay? The writing on Mean Girls is so fantastic, but like Heathers was pretty fantastic too, you know, like, kick me with a spoon, Heather. I always get so many comments, people are like, why do you talk like a Valley girl? Like, because I'm a Valley girl. Title of this video, I'm a Valley girl. Oh my God. Did you ever see the movie Valley Girl? Whatever happened to that one actress that was short, that was in that movie? She then was in all the horror movies. I loved that movie Valley Girl. Wasn't Nicolas Cage in Valley Girl? Do you know Nicolas Cage is actually like the nephew of Martin Scorsese? And did you know that Martin Scorsese's daughter directed Lost in Translation? You guys are like, who cares? I love that movie, Lost in Translation. I Googled one time what it was that she said in his ear at the end, and now I can't remember what it was. I love that idea, you know, that we meet people in life that have like such a profound impact on us for just a moment in time, and we'll never, it's very much like Bridges of Madison County. Did you ever see that movie or read that book? You know, like where somebody's not in our life for a long period of time, they're just like there for a brief moment. I drive into Noblesville, which we call Noblesville, like Kentucky. Whenever I say something about Kentucky, everybody's like, Kentucky's not, yes, I know Kentucky's metropolitan. I know it's not country. It's just a joke. But anyway, what was I gonna say? I like the idea of like meeting somebody, and it doesn't even have to be in like a romantic way. It could be like sitting next to somebody in an airplane or like an airport, or like just randomly, you know, like, I don't know, waiting in line at the grocery store or whatever, but like you have that real connection. Like, have you ever wondered about that, like in life? Like, if you knew that person in another life, or like why they came in your life for that moment, or like you'll be standing in line somewhere and somebody tells like a funny joke and you like, you're really connected to that person in that moment, and then they go their way and you go yours and you never see them again. Have you ever had moments like that? Or like, I was going to tell a story, but the last time I told this story on here about this very short kind of love affair that I had, it was interesting. I got a comment, I think, and I thought the whole thing had been a secret between me and one other person, and it was interesting, and I was single at the time, I'll just say that, and I didn't know that the other person was not single, and I feel horrible about that, but, and that person feels horrible about that in retrospect. This was years and years and years ago. But when I talked about it in the vlog, somebody commented on my video and asked me, did this person, they like gave specific details about this person, and I was like, oh my God, like, and then I went and looked, and I had been blocked on everything by this person, and I was like, how in the hell did somebody figure that out? Like, anyway. I wish I could tell that story. I don't want to violate somebody's privacy in their life, but I will say this, that somebody came into my life at the end of my mom's life, and I really needed, at that moment, to feel good about myself. I needed to think that there was a light at the end of the rainbow kind of thing, if that makes sense. You know, like, and this person gave me that, and I think in retrospect what I gave them was, I think I made them realize how truly in love they really were with their boyfriend. Because we talked about it later, and like 2 years later, or a year later, and when I was contacted, and you know, life's just a strange thing. I'm not out about to ruin anybody's relationship. That's not my goal, and I would never get involved with somebody that was married or in a relationship knowingly. I'm not that person. I wouldn't want to be that person. Did you ever see the movie Living Out Loud? I used to have all of my clients, all of my women that were going through a divorce or a breakup, I would have them watch that movie. I love that movie so much with Holly Hunter, Living Out Loud, and that scene when her husband gets the woman pregnant that he's having the affair with, and they're closing on their house, and they're standing down by the elevator, and the woman looks at Holly Hunter, and she's like 8 months pregnant, and why she's at the closing on this house is beyond me. And she looks at her and she goes, you know, I just wanted you to know that I feel really horrible for what happened, because I'm just not that kind of person. And Holly Hunter looks at her, and she's like completely hungover from being out the night before, like partying it up with Queen Latifah, and she looks at her and she goes, wow, that's good. Can I fuck you too? I love that so much, you know? But I'm just not that person. And, you know, like, as far as, like, cheating and stuff like that goes, like, just remember there's always somebody at home that doesn't know that that's happening in their life. You know, you're not just having this romantic affair. You're devastating a life. You're hurting somebody indirectly. And I've been cheated on, and it's devastating. It breaks your soul, you know? But I think at that point in my life, it's just all of it so weird how it all went down. I wish him the best. He's a really neat guy, you know? And he made me he gave me hope that my life could turn around, and I'm so thankful for that. I don't think that he has any idea that he did that for me. That he really made me feel good about myself for just a couple of days. I was at this was right before my mom died. I was at the lowest point of my life, and I just, you know, I felt like, what's the point? My mom's dying. I don't have a relationship. I quit my career. I don't really know what I want to do with my life, and you know, for somebody else to be able to make somebody feel good about themselves, I think is really powerful, and I did, and I'm so thankful for that, you know? So that's my little moment that I had in life, somebody coming through my life that I will always remember, and but I'm not pining after him, you know, or anything like that. I think it happened the way that it was supposed to happen, and I think it ended the way that it was supposed to end. Life is strange like that, you know? Did you guys ever see or read the movie? See the movie or read the book, Bridges of Madison County? I mean, it's a straight up affair. Let's just be for real, it is, right? It's about the dad that takes the kids out of town for the weekend, and Meryl Streep and Robert Redford have the affair. But it's such a great, like, movie, right? And, just makes you wonder, like, and even on a weird level, like on a YouTube level, it's like, why did I start making videos and come into your life? And why have you come into my life? All those people that interact with me and talk to me. And it's like, isn't that weird to think that way? Like, we've come into each other's lives, we're part of each other's lives, and we know things about each other. Because I do, because you guys share so much with me, and I share so much with you. I mean, like, you do. A lot of you share so many deep things with me. And, it's really funny, like, whenever I do the drama videos, like, I never get any emails or anything about that, right? I mean, I'll get every once in a while somebody will say, you really lift my spirits, you make me laugh, things like that. But whenever I do, like, the very serious videos, or I talk about my recovery, or I talk about my mom and grieving and things like that, I always get, like, bombarded with emails from people just saying, thank you so much, or I really relate to this, or it meant so much to me what you said, or, you know, I don't think you have any idea what you're doing by just sharing your stories. And I don't, and it means so much to me that, you know, like, I'm able to have that relationship with you guys. Like, it's just, like, the coolest thing. And I think that's why I love this channel the most, is it feels the most intimate to me. It feels the most personal. that I can just turn on the camera. I'm like, I'm really not afraid to talk about anything on here anymore, you know? Like, there was a time at the beginning that I was like, I didn't really know what I was going to do with this vlog, and I was concerned. Remember, I was concerned about, like, Alex not wanting to be on it and Tanya not wanting to be on it. They don't care. They're on it whenever now. They'll be on it. But do you remember that? And then it was like, I'd be like, well, what am I going to talk about? Just a car vlog? And then I went to Miami for a week, and everybody was like, we missed the car vlogs. And I missed the car vlogs. I missed just driving around and talking, you know? It's so fun for me. It's not really, okay, fun, yes, but it's also very, like, therapeutic and cathartic for me to kind of, like, I don't think you guys even know how much, like, it's very therapeutic for me just to sit and talk these things through, because sometimes I kind of forget, you know, about pieces of my life, and I forget, like, how much things impacted me, and how joyful I am about my life today, and how difficult parts of my life were, and, you know, and if I have one message for anybody out there, you know, it's like that's going through a really hard time right now, whether it's a medical issue or a breakup or problems in your marriage, or, you know, you hate your work environment or whatever, you know, it will change and life will change, and, you know, if you don't change it, eventually it will change, and, you know, the tides and the moon and will force change upon you somehow, whether you like it or not. You can either learn to go with the change or resist against it, and I've kind of learned to go with the change, and I think that's really kind of life, is going with it and thinking, you know, what's next? What am I going to find out next? What's going to happen next? And I really do try to wake up on a daily basis and get, like, really excited about that day and what's going to happen and all that kind of stuff, you know, so yeah, life is cool. Life is pretty cool. Love you guys. Remember, I haven't said this in a while, but we're on borrowed time as it is. Good night.